And to think that we had 11 Republicans go along with an extension. Headed up by Mitch McConnell. Can you believe that? Mitch McConnell. 11 Republicans. And you know what it does? It gives the Democrats more time, 2 months, gives them more time to figure it out. They can now have 2 more months to figure out how to screw us, okay? That's what they did. They approved it, and they should be ashamed of themselves. The radical Democrats will lower the final price tag to try to fool the public. They'll come in, oh, we don't want the 5, because it's really 5, it's not 3.5. Also, it's not an infrastructure bill. It's 9% infrastructure. The rest is a Green New Deal garbage that you might as well just throw it out, put it in the waste paper basket. But think of it, trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, more than anybody's ever even conceived of, most of it for junk programs that will only hurt our country. But the bottom line will always be a socialist transformation of America if they allow this to happen. So when they talk about the debt ceiling, we have a very powerful card there. We don't want to violate that, but that's more important than what they're going to do by passing this thing that's going to kill our nation. All Americans of common sense, Republican, Democrat, and Independent, must stand firm. And you have to really stand strong and firm against Biden, crazy Nancy Pelosi, she's a nut job, and the extreme power grab. And we must declare with one united voice that we cannot allow America to ever become a socialist country. That's what they're doing. And I really think it's a step beyond. I think it's going to be a communist country. We're not letting it happen. But these people, the media, who don't cover anything they do that's wrong, anything they do that's okay, they make it like it's the greatest thing that ever happened. And anything we do that's right, they make it sound bad, evil, and corrupt. They are sick people, and they're really hurting our country. Practically every single Democrat lawmaker in the House and Senate has endorsed this deranged legislation. And that's why every single one of them has to be voted out of office next November. Next November. It's coming up quick. Time flies, right? Time flies. Remember the election? We said, oh, boy, it will never end. It's just, but listen, in November, we have an election already. I mean, think of it. It's a year from now. We're having an election. So quickly it flies. The 4 years really flew. You know, I did a couple of things. I said, I have 2 things. Number one is to protect and save our country. And the other thing was to survive against these maniacs. We must send the radical left a message they will never, ever forget. And we must do it by electing record numbers of America First Republicans. And we have a lot of great ones. We have so many great ones. The Democrats' multi-trillion-dollar spending spree is also going to trigger runaway inflation. And last month, we saw yet another dismal jobs report. Came out yesterday. Did you see those numbers? They were a disaster. In fact, even the radical left newscasters, oh, I think we're looking at 600,000 or 700,000. What do you think about? I think 700,000. I think it's 800,000. How about like really less than 200,000? They're saying like, whoa, this is bad. And 10 minutes later, well, it's not that bad, actually. It's pretty good. And the same people are perpetrating these lies and these witch hunts. The same people, they get up, they have no shame. They stand up and they talk like it's such a horrible thing. And it's just a disaster. Nancy Pelosi's unselect committee of radical Democrats, a biased hit job that is wasting everybody's time to distract from the Democrats. Epic failures. They are having epic failures. The vice chair of the unselect committee is Liz Cheney. Is everybody having, I mean, look, our country's embarrassed. The whole world is laughing at us. But is there any place better to be than a Trump rally? Right? Anything. Right? In conclusion, everyone here tonight knows that the extreme left will stop at nothing to destroy the America we love and the American dream. But with all of you in Georgia and conservative patriots all across the nation, we will end their reign of radicalism in Washington, D.C. forever. With a Republican Congress, we will fight for more jobs for Georgia families, fair trade for Georgia workers, and more Georgia factories, forging more products stamped with that beautiful phrase, made in the USA. You don't hear that too much. And you know, they are starting to say very strongly, Merry Christmas. Remember when I first ran? I said, you're going to say Merry Christmas. They're all saying Merry Christmas again. We better move fast because that'll end also like everything else. They want to change the name of a school in San Francisco from George Washington to something. George Washington's name is now under attack. We don't know what he's done, but it must be terrible. We will shut down Joe Biden's border disaster. We will end catch and release. And we will end illegal immigration once and for all in our country, just as I had already done very successfully, more so than has ever taken place at our border. We had done it before. We will hold China accountable for unleashing the virus and for the unfathomable suffering they have caused and charge them trillions of dollars in reparations. We will rein in big tech monopolies, reject left-wing cancel culture, and we will restore the right to free speech in America. You don't have free speech anymore. You don't have a free press anymore. We will protect innocent life. We will defend our Constitution. We will defend the Second Amendment, and we will proudly uphold the Judeo-Christian values and principles of our nation's founding. We will care for our veterans, continue to strengthen our military, and give our police officers, Border Patrol, and ICE, these are great, great patriots, and law enforcement generally, our 100% support. They will not be defunded. We will ban critical race theory in our classrooms. We will ban it in our military. We will ban it from the workplaces, and we will ban it from our federal, state, and local governments. We will restore patriotic education for our schools, and we will teach our children to love their country, honor our history, and to always respect our great American flag. Our country is up against some of the most sinister forces and entrenched interests that anyone has ever seen in our country. We've never seen anything like is happening today. But no matter how big or powerful they may appear, you must never forget, this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you. Belongs to you. This is your home, this is your heritage, and our magnificent American liberty is your God-given right. The citizens of the United States of America will not be told how to live, how to think, what to do, or what to say by corrupt and incompetent politicians, big tech tyrants, left-wing bullies, or anybody else, because we are a free, proud, and sovereign people, and we have to take back our country. We are descended from the heroes and patriots, the pioneers, the legends who tamed the great wilderness, who settled a vast continent, who worked the fields, laid down the railroads, raised up the skyscrapers, and poured out their blood, sweat, and tears to build this country into the greatest nation in the history of the world, and we are not going to let it be taken away from us. Our ancestors summoned the courage to fight and win our independence against the most powerful empire on earth. Our parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents stormed the beaches to crush fascism. They found the strength to topple communism. And we will not be afraid of woke lunatics who despise everything those heroes fought so hard for, and those heroes fought and died for. There is no mountain we cannot climb. There is no summit we cannot reach. There is no challenge we cannot meet as long as we remember that we are Americans, and there is nothing that Americans cannot do. We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never back down. We will never, ever surrender. My fellow Americans, our movement has just begun. In fact, our fight has only just begun. This is the greatest movement in the history of our country, perhaps the greatest movement in any country, and we're going to make sure that we see it to the end. Our country will be stronger than ever before. Because the fact is, we are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. So with love of our nation swelling in our hearts and the spirit of America stirring in our souls, I say these words to you tonight. We will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. God bless you, Georgia. God bless you. Thank you. We have spines of steel. We need strong leadership. We cannot have leaders who show more passion for condemning their fellow Americans than they have ever shown for standing up to Democrats, the media, and the radicals who want to turn America into a socialist country. Instead of attacking me and, more importantly, the voters of our movement, top establishment Republicans in Washington should be spending their energy in opposing Biden, Pelosi, Schumer, and the Democrats. I've said to some of them, I said, you know, during the Obama years and now during Biden, if you spent the same energy on attacking them, you'd actually be successful, as you do on attacking me in many cases. The Democrats don't have grandstanders like Mitt Romney, Little Ben Sass, Richard Burr, Bill Cassidy, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, Pat Toomey. And in the House, Tom Rice, South Carolina, Adam Kinzinger, Dan Newhouse, Anthony Gonzalez, that's another beauty, Fred Upton, Jamie Herrera Butler, Peter Meyer, John Katko, David Valadao, And of course, the warmonger, a person that loves seeing our troops fighting, Liz Cheney. How about that? The good news is, in her state, she's been censured, and in her state, her poll numbers have dropped faster than any human being I've ever seen. So hopefully they'll get rid of her with the next election. Get rid of them all. Democrats are vicious. Remember this, it's true. Democrats are vicious. He said evil. Well, there is evil there. But they're vicious, they're smart, and they do one thing. You gotta hand it to them. They always stick together. You don't have Mitt Romneys in the group. They always stick together. Fortunately, for the Republican Party, the Democrats have horrible policies like open borders, sanctuary cities, defunding the police, and the ridiculous, totally ridiculous, Green New Deal. So they stick together, they're smart, they're vicious, they got everything going, but their policies are no good. So hence we have, congratulations, the Republican Party. After this, they may not stick with those policies. We have to be careful. No, their policies are horrible. Think of it. Defund the police. How did that work out? But if Republicans do not stick together, the rhinos that we're surrounded with will destroy the Republican Party and the American worker, and will destroy our country itself. The rhinos, you know, Republican in name only. But the Republican Party is united. The only division is between a handful of Washington, D.C. establishment political hacks and everybody else all over the country. I think we have tremendous unity. When you look at the crowds outside that want your seat so badly, they will take your seat in 2 seconds. They want your seat. Congratulations. Congratulations on getting in, by the way. I'm very impressed. And that's why I'm announcing that I will be actively working to elect strong, tough, and smart Republican leaders. Speaking of that, I heard Jim Jordan did a great job, right? I heard that from Mark Meadows. I heard it. Oh, there he is. Look at that. Hi, Jim. I heard you were great. In fact, I hated to follow you. I want to follow other people. I could name them, too. I like to follow other people. I heard you were great. Thank you, Jim, very much. Jim Jordan, a great, great athlete. People don't know he was a great wrestler. Tremendous numbers of victories. The NC, he was a champion. He was college champion. But everyone here knows that the radical left will stop at nothing to destroy the America we love. We're not going to let it happen. All of you in Alabama and with conservative patriots like Mo Brooks and others and all of the names I mentioned are fighting for us in Washington. And I have never been more confident that we will defeat the radical left, and we have to. We don't have a choice. These are vicious people, and they stick together. They don't have Mitt Romney and these guys that go off on their own. They don't have people like that. Little Ben Sass, he's a nothing. They don't have people like this. They have people that stick together. I respect them for that, but I don't respect them for trying to destroy our country. With a Republican Congress, we will fight for more jobs, for American families, fair trade for American workers, and we've done more on trade deals than any other administration in the history of our country, including the China deal, which I don't even talk about anymore because of COVID, but the China deal has made our farmers rich. Our farmers and manufacturers have never done better. And more American factories forging more products stamped with that very beautiful phrase, made in the USA. We must elect strong, brave America First leaders who will be true champions for the people and for free, fair, and honest elections. And we must demand election integrity at all costs. If we don't have borders, if we don't have elections, if we don't have our military back and strong, I rebuilt the military, and now look what happens. They're giving it away to the enemy. To think 28 Apache helicopters, you don't know. I hate to use the term, but it's considered, I didn't want to use it before. I said machine, but it's considered the most incredible killing machine. That's a horrible term, right? But it's the most incredible killing machine. When a tank sees an Apache helicopter over the horizon, lifting up, you know what happens to that tank operator? He gets the hell out of there because he doesn't have a chance. They hit him with a missile right down the middle of the gun. They hit him with a missile right down that barrel. They go boom. That goes right in from 5, 6, 7 miles away. The tank shoots at him, and it's going like this, and they're waving, hello, goodbye, bye, bing, 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 bing. They take out a lot of them at a time. They got brand new ones. They got to learn to fly them, but they will. They will. The Chinese will teach them. The Russians will teach them. We have a few of those leaders here tonight, some really great leaders, including your next Secretary of State, a friend of mine. Somebody has done a phenomenal job. Jody Hice. Jody, come here. And Jody is running against one of the worst Secretary of States in America, Rhino Brad Raffensperger, who is trying to turn the tables on me because I'm fighting for election integrity. Come on up here, Jody. Come on. This guy's a great congressman. He didn't need this. And I'll say this for him. I didn't call him. He's a congressman. I would have said, well, what the hell are you leaving? He's in a district where they love him, where he wins easily. Nobody challenges him. And he said, I have to do this for the good of my state. I have to do this. I have to do this for the good of my country. He told me that because, to be honest, I was surprised. Here's a congressman who's loved in his district, who's got no problems, no election problems. He could be there forever. And he said, I want to do this because what's happened to the state of Georgia is a disgrace. Say a couple of words, Jody, please. Thank you.
Nobody understands the disaster of the lack of election integrity like the people of Georgia. And now is our hour to take it back. We've got incredible leadership from President Trump, and we need this kind of leadership again. Mr. President, thank you for your endorsement for me in running for Secretary of State. The greatest president in our lifetime, a greatest fighter of our lifetime. God bless you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Jody. The great man, great gentleman. No, Jody, you had it made. You just could have stayed where you were. I don't know, Jody. That's what we love about you. Huh? He loves the state. He loves his state.